Okay, today we're going to learn how to use pages in Art. The first thing that you need to do is connect to the server. So we're going to go up to Go on the menu bar, down to Connect to the server. Remember, at this window you just simply hit Connect. You're going to type in your last name space first name. In the password box you're going to type in your AR password and then you're going to hit Connect. At this screen you want to make sure your name is highlighted in blue and you're going to hit OK. We're going to close the window that opens. I notice that my name is up here. I am connected to the server, so I'm ready to start the project. If you will look at your dock on the bottom of your computer screen, it's not visible in the window that I have open. So if you will find pages, it's the black inkwell, a little inkwell with a black ink pen, kind of in the middle of the dock. Find that, go ahead and click on pages. It's going to open up. And this is the window that should open up. We want to choose a page layout blank. If you were typing a paper, a letter, paragraph, sentences, more than likely you would use word processing blank, but we are using pages in Art, so we're going to use a page layout blank. You can double click on the blank canvas up here. It's going to open into a new blank canvas for us to begin working on. At the bottom of the page, you will see that it's showing you in a percent the size of the document. I want you to hold that down and go up to 100%. This enables you to see your whole canvas. In Art, it's particularly important that at times you check your whole canvas to make sure you're filling it. There will be times when you would zoom in to work on some details, but always zoom back out, get back to the 100% so you can see how well you're filling your paper. The first thing we want to do is put our name and class hour on the document. Up at the top we have some tools. We have one says pages, there's text box, shapes, tables, charts. We want to use a text box because we want to enter text. So we're going to click on the text box and you're going to simply type in your name and the hour that you have Art. Once you get that typed in, we're going to click away and notice that the box goes away, so it's not something that's going to always be visible. In order to move, I want my name and class hour to appear up here in the right hand side of my paper, so I want to move that. So if I click on that text box one time, it gives me handles, and handles in the page layout mode let you either change the size of something or move it. And in this case we want to move it. So we're going to grab it in the middle, slide it up to the top right hand side of my paper. And now I want to do some other things to my text. I want to perhaps change the size, change the font style, change the color. In order to highlight text to be able to manipulate it, when you're working with a text box, you're going to click back in the text box till you see the little cursor flashing. And then it's just like word processing. You're going to highlight backwards and over the text that you want to change. So I started at right after the R in hour and highlighted across and up, and all my text is selected. I want to change the font size from 12 to 18. I want to change the font style from Helvetica to something else. I want you to go ahead and pick one that you like. And then I want to work with some other things. Now, yes, we can change the font color up here, but in Art, we often use the inspector when we're working with color. So I want you to instead go over and click on this inspector tool, and it's going to open up a new window. And across the top are some different things that you can work with. Well, we're working with text, so we're going to click on the big black T, and under the text you'll see color and alignment. Well, we want to change the color of this text, so I'm going to click on the black. It's going to open up a box of crayons, and I want you to go ahead and pick your favorite color. And notice that my text turned to pink. If I wanted to see what it looked like without the highlight, I could just click away, and I like it. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to learn about shapes and how to manipulate those shapes with different colors and other things, but we're going to begin with color. So the first thing I want you to do, again, across the top of your paper, I want you to hold down on shapes, and I want you to choose the square. The default color is always this green. It fills most every shape when you put it in, but we're going to work on changing that. I want you to slide your square up to the top left-hand side of your paper, and I want you to make it just a little bit bigger, just so you can see that you can change the shape. If I wanted a rectangle, I could. If I wanted, I could make it long and skinny, but for now, I'm going to keep it very similar. Now, I want to fill this with a color. Now, remember when we were working with text, we used the T tool, but now we're going to use the graphic inspector, and that is just to the right of the T, and you're going to see a green square and a blue circle. Go ahead and click on that tool, and notice that where it says fill, color fill, I have that choice. Now, if I were to click away from my box and there are no handles on it, notice that that color fill goes away because there's nothing selected for me to fill. So it's important when you're trying to fill something that you make sure you have the handles on whatever it is that you're trying to fill. Now I'm going to go back over here where it's the color fill, and I'm going to click on this green color, which is the color that's in there now, and I'm going to pick a different color. Now, the next shape I want you to put on, we're going to go back up to the top. We're going to add a new shape, and this time I want you to add a circle. And again, it drops it in the middle. We're going to slide it up to the top. Again, I would like you to make it a little bit bigger. And again, it's filled with the green default color, but this time instead of color fill, I want you to hold down. Notice those two little arrows. That's a pull down bar. Hold down on that pull down bar, and we're going to choose gradient fill. In gradient fill, you have the choice of two colors. So let's go ahead and change those. I'm going to click on the green first, and I'm going to pick a color. Then I'm going to go down to the gray, and I'll pick another color. And then there's one more thing you can do, just the angle of those colors. Notice what happens to my circle on my paper when I change the angle. It just those colors lay out just a little bit differently. And then finally, the last shape I want to put on my paper for today is the triangle. Again, it's filled with the green default. I want you to slide it up to the right under your name and class hour, make it a little bit bigger. But this time, instead of filling it with the color or the gradient, we're going to hold down and we're going to choose Advanced Gradient Fill. Now notice it automatically picks two colors for you, and let's go ahead and change those first. So I'm going to pick the green color on the end. I have to click on that little crayon, and then I'm going to pick a color that I like. Then I'm going to go over and click on the other color crayon, the yellow, on the right side, and I'm going to pick a color that I like. Now, notice that I can change how much red or blue there is in this triangle by sliding this little bar across the top if I wanted lots of red or if I wanted lots of blue. I'm going to leave it kind of in the middle. But what I do want is I want to add some more colors. So with my mouse, do you see how there's a plus sign on my arrow when I'm laid at the bottom of this strip of color? If I click, I can add another color. So I'm going to click on that color now and change it. And then I'm going to go over and add one more color. That is your goal today, is to fill your triangle with 4 different colors. And if you don't like the colors, you can always go back and change them. But the end result needs to be a triangle filled with 4 different colors. Now, somebody in one of the other classes added an extra crayon and wanted to know how to get rid of it. It's very easy. You simply click on the color crayon that you don't want and just pull it off. And it goes away. And then you can slide your colors around if you want. If you wanted more yellow, more pink. And again, you can mess with the sliding bar. This concludes the lesson for today in using Pages in Art. The last thing that we need to do is save this to our art folders. So we're going to go up to File on the menu bar, down to Save. This window will open up, and remember that you're going to start in the column on the left. We're going to click on ODM, which is our server. We're going to find our name in the second column. We're going to click on our art folder in the third column, and then we're going to title it. And remember, in art, we always start with our class hours. So I have art 7th hour, my last name, first initial, and then this is going to be titled Pages Practice. Once you've titled it, you make sure you're in your art folder, go ahead and hit save. And then I am done. Notice that it went from untitled to 7th hour, Pilcher B, Pages Practice. Now we want to go up to Pages, quit Pages, log off the server, and we're done for the day. Good job.